What's up, yo? This is Nekoroth, and welcome back to the letter.
Welcome back, everyone. Another exciting episode of Being Scared Shitless.
Shitless. Nay shit here at Nekoroth. But yeah, where we left off, we relived the scene outside the movie theatre from a different perspective. Becca's perspective in particular. And we got to speak to Isabella a little bit. And we increased our relationship with her once again. So we're in good terms, kind of.
Because we were going apeshit, then finally realised to calm the hell down.
That, and we nearly had a fucking car accident thanks to the pale bitch. Yeah. Which was not
Drive
cool.
safe, kids.
Drive safe, kids. If you do drive, of course. And yeah, because that's important. I was wondering where the clicking was there. I thought I couldn't hear it at first, but it's there. Like always, we're going to look at these entries and have a little read at the newest ones. Where are they? Oh, it's over here. Here it is. Ah, look. Becca and Isabella.
Please be my friend. No!
But yeah, would you like to have a little read of this? Because you're the best.
Friday, October 21st. After watching Blue Honche, Isabella tried making small talk with Rebecca, but the latter was in a prickly mood and was not interested. On their way home, Rebecca glimpsed something suspicious sitting at the back of her car.
The pale bitch.
The pale bitch.
That's what I'm gonna name the previous episode. Prickly mood.
Prickly mood.
Prickly mood. Because it's such a strange term. Never heard it before. So there we go. Will I start?
Take it away, Neko!
Don't yawn. It's contagious.
I've caused this.
Okay. Let's begin. It begins innocently enough. Tuesday morning arrives like any other day before it. Bright and clear.
Not in Scotland.
Not in Scotland. Even though it comes with an extra helping of the unusual October weather, I appreciate being able to catch a glimpse of the clear skies lately. After going through a bout of sickness last week, it does something to lift the mood of what would otherwise be a dreary morning. And despite being mostly a creature of habit, I wind up waking earlier than usual because of it. Still no earlier than Isabella appears. Oh yeah, because they live directly next to each other. I keep on forgetting this. I've assumed she'll take a day or two off because of what happened to Miss Cooper. But that doesn't seem to be the case. Oh, this is after what's happened, isn't it? The sound of this morning's news drifts from her unit when I walk past on the way out of my mailbox. Chances are, around this hour she's already dressed and ready to go, probably just waiting for the next bus to arrive. I've tried following her example before, but I don't think I'll be repeating that.
Really? How can anyone be up before the sun is up?
It's a habit she's got from home, she said, instilled in her by the kind of life she grew up in. I can hear the TV in the next room. If you end up hearing that, don't pay no mind. Like clockwork, it's always at 4 a.m, either to help with the chores or prepare her little siblings for school. It surprised me the first time. She just didn't look like someone who could. In the end, I've simply passed it off as one of many things anyone will have to get used to around her. Not that I'll ever fully understand. I'm my parents' only child, if we aren't well off, but so far, I've lived a relatively easy life. I didn't have to think about bills or food for the next day, or paying for any sibling tuition on top of my own, or supporting a sick father's medication. All I have to worry about were my grades, if I'd gain mum and dad's approval, or what we'd be having for dinner. When put next to hers, they're all pale in comparison. They look less like problems and more like petty issues this way.
Petty issues?
But as unimportant as that all sounds, sometimes its ugly head rears in the most inappropriate moments. And sometimes They come through your mailbox in the form of a fancy-looking letter, pretty ribbons and all. Oh. Whoever sent this has spent silly money on the envelope alone. This is the...
Looks like a fancy ass W.
This is the invitation to the mansion.
Right.
This is the invitation to the mansion. Verging on ridiculous, really. I can already imagine Isabella wrinkling her nose once she sees this. Then she'll complain about this unnecessary expenses and rich people problems. I'm almost afraid to touch it myself. As if simply brushing a hand against its crisp surface will be enough to put a crease on it, and it will be a terrible sight to the sender. But as extravagant as I find this, it isn't really the first time I've received one. Most of the time, it's not even for me, so who am I to complain? Either way, no look of surprise crosses my face once I flip the envelope over to see my parents' names written in a neat script.
Nothing new then.
Their years in the academe naturally brought with it various connections, people from other fields, art, science, business, politics, you name it. It sounds like the entrance for Bioshock. Yeah. Art, science.
My dad's best friend, Andrew Ryan.
Oh my god, this is canon. Not really.
That'd be hilarious, just like you open it. Is a man not entitled to the sweat of his own brow?
Bioshock 2 coming tomorrow. Not tomorrow. This is the same day as we recorded the last episode, so yeah. It'll be yesterday, probably.
Yeah, the second one, where you play as a Big Daddy and you have all those great quotes like, oh.
This one, though, gives off This one, though, gives off a much personal vibe. Letters like this usually come from old students, people who have grown fond of my parents, and they, in return, treat like children of their own. I've only met a few of them. Most of them have moved on to become successful in their own chosen careers, and little letters like this are their way of expressing gratitude. Expressing. It's one thing Mum and Dad are proud of, rightfully so, and I'm happy for them. But there are times I wish they'll remember they have a daughter here. The real one. Not that it's any of importance now. Huh? It's not like they didn't raise me well, or provide for me. They did. I wouldn't be where I am now if it weren't for their hard work. And like a dutiful child, I do everything I can to give back. Even if it's as small a thing as letting them know they've got another meal waiting for them.
I wonder if we're going to be Scottish.
Oh, I can't wait to hear that.
Oh god.
The phone rings for a good minute before someone answers. Mum. Her voice is warm as I remember.
Becca?
Hi, Mum. How's the conference going?
Well enough. Until your dad sprained his ankle.
Oh! That is one posh Scottish accent. What would you say that is?
Oh god, I'll need to hear it a bit more, aren't we?
Oh no, is it bad?
It sounds a little bit posher than us anyway.
I'm alright. In case anyone in this family cares to listen, I'm alright. Very much alive, darling.
So the dad's
the dad's English.
The dad's English and the mum's Scottish.
And there you have it. He'll be up and walking in a few weeks, don't worry. We're going to have to extend our stay here until it heals, though. Is something the matter?
Nothing big. Just that this mail arrived for you this morning.
A lie. Thankfully she doesn't notice. Although, if I'm going to be honest, a small part of me yearns for her to do so and ask me about it, but I put down that idea almost as soon as it surfaces. I shouldn't make them fret. They're busy.
What does it say?
Raise your glasses, give cheers to the good times, blah blah.
Becca manners. That isn't how I taught you to read.
Sorry. You are cordially... it's an invitation, Mum, for a housewarming party.
Raise your glasses, give cheer to the good times. You are cordially invited to the Wrights housewarming party, October 23rd, 2016, Friday, 3 o'clock in the afternoon onwards. Ermengarde Mansion, and there's all the fucking address.
Aye. So here, this is how she gets to the party. She was invited.
From, Hannah?
Hannah. The name rings a bell, though at the moment I can't recall when or where I've heard it recently. It must be nothing too important if I didn't bother committing to it to memory.
Little Becky.
Little Becky. There are a lot of Hannahs in the world, so who knows?
Hannah.
She also wrote you a note, Mum. It says you used to be her private tutor at the Evans mansion, and that she misses you and would love to see you two again.
It makes my heart clench to read another openly say those words to them, the same ones I want to tell them. I want to see you too. It's been years since we've been together as family, and if there's one thing that hasn't changed from childhood, it's that Mum and Dad are still busy with their respective careers. Out of the country, away on some meeting or symposium. Sometimes for months on end. It only grew more frequent with the years until I'm old enough to live on my own. I like to think that's how I've become independent at such an early age. They've always praised me for that. At times I wish they didn't.
Evans? Oh, I remember now. Honey, it's Hannah. Hannah Evans. Remember? Bright girl, 2 years older than Becca?
Didn't she get married a few years ago? 7 now, I think. But they grow up so fast, these kids.
Yeah, she invited us to that too. Fonte de Medici. But we missed that one because you had to present your paper in Singapore.
We did send her a note after. Still a shame we couldn't attend, though.
They seem like really busy parents, to be fair.
What is it about this time?
She sent another invite for a housewarming party. Becca, when is it?
This Friday, Mum.
Oh, that's too bad. We'd love to be there, but Da's not in a condition to go walking around.
Da.
Oh, by the way, this is the 5th of November, bonfire night over here. I can hear fireworks going off outside, so if you hear that, I'm really sorry
If you hear
about
random
that.
explosions, just think like Americans have 4th of July where they blow shit up with fireworks. For us, it's the 5th of November.
Yeah. But I might even keep in the audio so you can hear the bangs and shit.
Explosions!
Explosions!
I guess we'd have to decline again. I really miss that girl.
Alright, don't rub it in, you Kim.
Aye, figures.
I could go in your place.
I let it slip without thinking. Personally, I've never been fond of gatherings, regardless of how simple people make it seem. But if there's one thing I hate hearing, that disappointed note in Mum's voice always ranks first. Whether it's directed at me or some other thing doesn't matter.
Are you sure? Don't you have work this Friday?
The event will be in the evening, Mum. It shouldn't take anything away from my schedule. It's all right. The invite's for 2 people. I can bring someone with me so things don't get boring.
I see. Maybe you can also invite Ashton?
Mum, that's a sure no from him. He hates attending parties.
Yeah, we see him there. through Hannah's eyes anyway.
But I'll see what I can do. If not, I can always bring Isabella with me. You know her. She won't say no if there's food involved.
Bring that Ashton boy. I'm needing grandchildren, Rebecca.
Oh, she's pretty. We didn't see Isabella there, did we though? I guess we'll find out.
Well, no, because I think as well, I don't think Rebecca. I don't think Isabella was invited because I think she probably on the Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Friday was the day I think you were working on like the last couple of notes for the housewarming part.
Oh,
remember,
yeah.
Like the last and then she was like, "Are you working in here?" You're like,
Oh, yeah.
No.
Of course.
And then
Okay, if it's
Very
not
fast.
going to be a big problem for you, I don't see why not. We owe you this one, darling.
Darling.
I'll even say hi to Hannah for you.
I like her happy sprite. She's
Yeah.
like,
We
ah.
don't see it very often.
To be fair, so it's nice, it's refreshing.
Please do. And let her know we'd love to see her once we're back in the city. Leave her our number or something.
I will.
But you know, the 2 of you would have become really good friends. Don't you remember? You met with her once. If my memory serves me right, you were 12 then?
This too, I can't recall. It's probably one of those meetings where we only talked a bit before going our ways. If she did leave an impression, I'm pretty sure I would have written about it somewhere, or at least recognised her name. As it is, the only few people I remember clearly from that time in my life is Ashton and Mandy.
The fuck is Mandy?
Who the fuck is Mandy? To some extent. Mum must have sensed my confusion because she laughed.
Don't push yourself too hard, darling.
Darling.
It's becoming more English. I think it's like just an English person trying to do a Scottish accent.
I mean, probably. I have a feeling that's what I'm going to end up naming the video. Darling. 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 We'll see.
Really? It felt like having 2 daughters back then. Sometimes I wish they didn't send her away to boarding school. But, well, you know how often that goes with them. Still, try talking to her while you're there.
I mean,
Oh,
it's
we'll
her
see.
house, Ma.
I'll let you know
Aye.
what happens after.
I'm looking forward to it, darling. Take care of yourself.
Will do. You too, Mum. Bye. Tell Dar to be careful next time.
I'm just waiting to see like a catchy Versace. Like
Aye. Aye, something like that anyway. She chuckles then. A hearty one. Tender and always light on my ears. Yeah, but it's...
Oh no, I was see what it was like. See, because when I think of stereotypical Scottish laugh, it's like the Ned one. So just imagine this one be like, aha.
She may be a stern teacher, but this is part of her I love the most. The sound of it still echoes.
Ah, she's like, ha.
Oh god. The sound of it still echoes, even as our call comes to an abrupt end, bringing with it a memory from so many years ago, when life and responsibilities that accompany adulthood were things far from our minds. If given the chance, I'd love to go back to those, wouldn't we all, to be fair?
Why?
I don't dwell on it though, shaking it away almost as soon as the memory forms a clear picture in my head. I've always wondered how Isabella can easily pretend everything's normal over a phone call. Shit. I need to take my fingers off the enter button. I just missed dialogue.
I always wondered how Isabella for me it restrains whatever energy I have.
You know what? Let me just let me just go back to that bit actually. Have fun listening to this. Rap God plays in the background.
Hi. Oh. Right. You
Hi Mop,
up and
But wait, what?
this. Oh, we'll see. We'll bye.
How see it drop me a wee pipe.
There we go. I read that.
You read that.
I read that.
You didn't.
I didn't read this. Here
Don't
we go.
do it again.
I won't do it again. I've always wondered how Isabella can easily pretend everything's normal over a phone call, then bounce back to her usual self immediately after. I've seen her do it plenty of times. For me, it just drains whatever energy I have. And with a whole day of teaching still ahead of me, I can't afford to look even exhausted in front of my students.
Hopefully we'll see wee Kylie again.
Yeah. Even for a wee bit, it's never a good example to set.
Wee Scottish words.
Aye. So, with another sigh, I put everything at the back of my mind and tread back to my room. The rest of my day waits. 15 minutes later, I'm heading back out, dressed for the day, at my car keys in hand.
As I fucking sashay like a model down the road.
I will be the first to sashay away. Chaussee away even. I'm making Drag Race references, fuck's sake. Ordinarily, I don't stop for anything. There's never a need to. That's the beauty of this apartment complex. It's quiet and everyone keeps to themselves. No useless platitudes. Did I say that right?
Yeah.
Platitudes. Platitudes.
Platitudes.
No useless platitudes in the morning. No need to wear a smile on your face, lest the other people are nosy enough to ask. Today, however, the morning broadcast still plays from Isabella's room. My brisk pace slows to a stop, and a frown gradually forms on my face.
She hasn't left.
Of course, this isn't unusual. There are times when I've left earlier than she did, like last Friday before their open house. But those days are few and far between. It only happens in the direst circumstances, though the last part of that might be a bit of an exaggeration. However, with what's happened in the last few days, maybe today is one. The death of a friend isn't something anyone can brush off, and for someone like Isabella's the kind who gets attached to people easily. With Zachary, Ashton and I, that has been the case. I can't imagine what she must be going through right now, especially when the woman was someone she owed a lot, despite their training being brief. I've given her the space last night and difference, but perhaps today might be the proper time to check on her.
Oh, whatever. I've still got time anyway.
I thought she was going to be like, oh, whatever, goodbye.
Fuck that bitch.
That's what I thought she was going to say there.
And you see the ghost bitch being like, wow, rude.
Aye. And then she's like, oh well, at least I've got this bitch to haunt now.
And then Rebecca slowly goes up to the door in a typical Scottish greeting. Rebecca! I keep calling her Rebecca. Isabella! Get here, you filthy shag.
With light steps, I move closer to the door, hand already poised to knock. Still, I don't do so until I hear her answer me.
Isabella? Belle? Are you in there?
No answer. After a second, I finally knock. Lightly so I don't disturb her in case she's sleeping and has merely left the telly running last night. Never mind how she never lets that happen. Ever. Waste of electricity and all.
I just want to check on you before I leave. Is that okay? Are you going to work today? Belle?
Is it bad? I'm expecting like the fucking Ursula. Come in, come in.
We mustn't look in doorways. It's fucking rude. Oh god.
I'm about to leave. If you want, I can drop you off.
Another round of knocking. Then I'm fishing out a copy of her key from my bag and unlocking the door. Carol? Like, what is with that?
It's a bit. I'm about to say. She was like, "Wow, fucking extravagant keys."
Aesthetics? Like, let me just get rid of that for a second so we can like look at this. Look at that Live Rose keychain.
I mean, the key to my door looks like a shite, but
aye, but that is aesthetical right there. Let me just bring this up actually because someone tagged me on Instagram. A friend Mohammed. And he tagged me in a post on Instagram of like door keys that you can get, house keys, in the shape of keyblades.
Huh.
How cool was that? Imagine if I had like a fucking Oathkeeper house key.
Well, when we get our house, we'll do.
I will need to. That'd be amazing. So should I continue? Let's continue without me like gushing over these keys. She's lent it years ago, after I complained about the mess and offered my help in cleaning up. I thought the gesture was completely unnecessary back then. After all, I could always knock. But she never did bother taking them from me, always returning it or turning away from the conversation whenever I insisted. At one point, I've simply stopped trying to hand it back to her.
Isabella? I'm coming in, alright?
Without waiting for her answer, I pushed the door open and stepped inside.
Oh god, you know what I would have noticed? See if we had picked the Stite Hame ending, you'd have fun hugged body.
Oh, yeah! No, because that happens at night.
Ah, but is this not in the morning after that night?
I don't think so.
Maybe it is. Because remember, you just really didn't want to go home.
Imagine that though.
Well, I just seen her.
Because we seen that ending, didn't we? And we thought it was Becca that was behind her.
She puts you in like a fucking chokehold.
Aye. Fucking hell.
Also, the Batcat's here again.
Yay, Batcat.
And Yang Sheep.
Aye. Her unit is still a mess. Instant noodle cups on the table, a pile of clothes on one side, paper strewn about everywhere, and an unkept bed, among other things.
Look what brand it is.
Yang. Yang. I love this. This much is a given. Will always be a given. I've been here several times already, and I still wonder how she can function like a human being with the place in this state. However, that's neither here nor there. I'm not sure what I'm expecting, but it's certainly not finding an empty flat. Granted, she could have left earlier, far earlier than usual, but she never ever leaves without making sure she's unplugged everything. That's something she doesn't forget to do, considering our situation. It doesn't help that her bathroom appears unused this morning.
There's no shit in here. I wonder what could it be?
Another habit, and it can only mean she hasn't been here since last night. Perhaps even since the morning after Miss Cooper's death.
Maybe this is when you're sleeping at Saks.
Quite possibly.
Either
Either idea doesn't sit well with me. What with the news we've been hearing lately.
The authorities are still trying to find the cause of death for all the victims. Early investigation revealed most of them were employed under Briar Realty Corporation at the time of death.
Of course.
Meanwhile, BRC has refused to comment on this.
Oh. Gathering my wits, I immediately place a call on her mobile. It rings for a good minute, the sound of a comfort in itself. But when another minute rolls by without her answering, well, I'm not a woman prone to panicking. Sudden bouts of temper. Maybe, but never panic despite how I may sound when speaking. And when it ultimately goes straight to her voicemail, a sigh's the only thing I let out. You can hear fireworks in the background. Pew, pew, pew. The pause doesn't last long though.
I like that picture of like her and Rebecca there. See that in the middle?
Yeah.
Just her looking fucking surprised.
In the next moment, my fingers are already moving across the screen in search of the two people who might be able to help.
Where is that bitch?
Where is Ashton? It's Ashton's number I find first and dial. Call it a habit, but even Isabella thinks he's dependable when the situation calls for it, despite how much they give each other grief. That already says a lot about him. There's Zachary, but around this hour, he's probably still sleeping. If he has freelance work, it's very likely he's just gotten himself in bed. He's the last person I want to bother, if anything. The wait doesn't take long. Soon, a click, then Ashton's voice echoes through the receiver, rough and still heavy with sleep. He never did grow fond of mornings.
Becca? Christ, what time is it? What's up?
Not you, apparently.
Good one. Did you call us early just to make that joke?
Yes, goodbye.
Bye.
I'm going back to sleep.
No, Ash, hold on. This is important.
Becca, stakeout last night. Make this quick. I've still got a few hours before the chief bothers me.
Sorry, I'll let you go back to sleep after. It's just that... Wait, you were on a stakeout last night?
Did I say that? Shit. Forgot I said that. Forgot I said anything. Forgot we had this conversation.
He sounds like he's a bit crying.
We gotta say anything. We had this conversation. I can't believe you would say that after all these things.
Oh my god, how can you say that?
So, you have no idea?
About what? About what? I also have no idea why we're talking so early in the morning, so there's that.
Early in the fucking morning.
My god.
No, will you stop sleep talking or whatever for a second? Belle didn't come home last night. She's gone.
Who?
Isabella!
Instead of an answer, a brief pause comes after, followed by something blunt and heavy hitting a hard surface and a string of rather colourful curses from him. I saw him falling out of the bed. The moment might have been one of the many things I keep to myself and remember fondly in the next few days, if things aren't the way they are. When he picks up again, there's no trace of sleep left in his voice.
Say that again, from the top.
Isabella's gone, Ash. She didn't come home last night. Her flat's empty. She left her telly running. You know she doesn't do that
Okay, Becca, stop. Calm down first. You're starting to panic.
I'm not.
You are. Breathe. One person's not going to simply disappear like that. This is Isabella we're talking about. Did you try calling her?
What did you think is the first thing I did? She's not picking up. It went to her voicemail.
How about Zach? Did you check with him?
Not yet. I didn't want to bother him. You know he has trouble sleeping and all that.
Alright, I'll go ask Zach. I'll call you back.
So that's
No,
why
no,
you
no,
went
wait.
into...
Aye.
Dickhead!
He ends the call before I can utter a single word of protest. But for the first time since entering this room, tension is gone from my shoulders and my breathing is eased. The bed creaks as I sink down on it with a sigh. The telly still blares with the same uninteresting news, and I'm surrounded by clutter. All the same, it feels strangely calm to be here without worry nagging at me. Can you hear the fireworks in the background? I have to apologise to Zachary later for sending Ashton his way this early. But for now, relying on the latter for this isn't the wrong choice. It never will be. That's something I won't ever doubt in him, much like his promises. And true to his word, he calls back only a few minutes after the last one has ended.
She's with Zach.
Oh, I'm so glad to hear that. She could have at least sent a message last night.
What are you, her mother?
Yes.
It's the yes, it's the one thing I hear that from Isabella, but from Ashton.
I don't want to hear anything like that from you.
I'm serious. You've got to stop treating her like she's one of your students, Becca. You don't have to keep tabs on her every time. Last I checked, she's only 3 years younger than the two of us. That's almost a decade gap from those kids you're teaching, you know.
Says
Shut
the
your
person
voice
who
up.
keeps calling her Scaredy Cat.
Sit your ass down.
That's not related at all.
Don't you get into a battle with me, son. You gonna lose.
Anyway, I'll go check how she's doing. Don't stress yourself out. You go ahead to work.
Wait, you? Don't you have a precinct to be at? Whatever happened to not treating her like one of my students? Because if anyone's going to ask me, I think you're doing the same thing.
Fucking hell,
Explosions.
listen to those fucking explosions.
Zach said it's an emergency. Something happened last night.
Emergency?
He didn't put in those exact same words, but it sounded like it.
Ash, what really happened? Is Isabella fine?
She's alright. She's safe. Zach let her stay the night after she... Look, okay. Z-Man wasn't clear about it, but let me handle this.
Just hear Zach in the background. Stop
Fucking calling me Z-Man!
I'll check on her. I'll bring her home.
It sounds like a lie, if I've ever heard one. The sort where he admits things to people so people won't fret. And I'm not sure whether I should be happy he cares that much to do that. God damn explosions! There shouldn't be a need for this between us, is there? We grew up together, didn't we? He knows I'm capable of at least hearing out the truth without it gnawing at me for the rest of the day. He knows me better than that. I know him better than that. Frankly, there's plenty of other things to say about this. But despite and after all the trouble he went through, with how things are moving at this moment, only one thought occurs to me. What should I say?
Oh, here we go.
Here we go, yo! Second choice, Becca. What should we say? I can handle it. Sorry for the trouble.
I kind of feel like she'd be the one to be like, I got this shit. But
Yeah.
then again, I can see her doing for... well, before we do, you want to check your relationships first, just to see what it does.
Yeah, let's check our relationship so far. It's went down.
I think, what was that for again? I'm pretty sure because we argued with about a point or something, did we know?
Oh, who knows? But yeah, should we... I think Ashton wants us to stay calm and collective, so why don't we Fuck off explosions!
Why don't we fuck off explosions?
Stop it! But yeah, I can handle that. I can handle that. You know,
I can handle.
got that.
I got this shit, son.
It went down. Fuck that. Never mind. I'm doing it my way. Okay, let's do this again. Sorry for the trouble.
It still goes down.
Oh, better not. No, it went up. Okay, that's what I'm wanting, so I'm going to go with it this way. If you guys want to see what happens when she says that she can handle things, this is your time to buy the game.
Buy the game.
Buy the game and support Yang Yang Mobile, because they worked so hard on this and they've done such an amazing job.
Look at that adorable little sheep. You can't say no to that thing's face.
You can't say no. Look at that sheep and tell me you can't say no.
The Bat Cat commends you. Do it.
Look at that sheep and tell me that you can say no. Because I bet you can. Yeah, but let me unhide this and we can continue reading. I recognise his concern for what it is. It's not new for him to go out of his way for us, and to be honest, this is what I love about him. As much as I would have loved to take this off his hands, it'll only be selfish of me to insist, considering he knows of my other commitments. So, to do so feels like I'll be trampling on that kindness he seldom offers to anyone.
Sorry for putting you up to this.
Nah, don't mention it. You've got other things you need to worry about. Take care of those first. This is a small thing.
I still owe you one.
Oh, I can name a few things you can do about that.
Oh, we'll talk about that tonight. Wait, what?
You know, there's this ice cream shop that opened near the movie house. I could use...
Okay, let's stop right there. That's enough.
She just hangs up on him.
On second thought, maybe I'll just think about it some other time.
Harsh.
We both laugh. The sound lighter and more comfortable. Ah. Like the old days. Like the old days when a wayward 26-year-old is at the bottom of the list we need to worry about. This is how we find a common ground. We may not agree on a lot of things. We may see things the way the other does, but the give and take is something we've learned to get used to over the years. Whenever it's like this, confidence in him is the least I can offer as thanks.
Really? Thanks for this, Ash.
I'll let you know what happened afterwards, I promise.
Good.
I'll call you later. You have a good day. Bye.
I love you.
Love you. I admit, the way he puts it isn't comforting enough. He could be blunt like that. So many unknown variables. So many words left unsaid. I wish he'd simply lay them out, all in the open. Because like this, I'm more inclined to think there's an exaggeration on the other's part. If it's from Zachary or Ashton, I don't know. In the end, all I can do is wait. Go about my day and hope for the best. Before leaving, I stare at Isabella's room one last glance. Disturbingly quiet now, without her in it. I'll get answers from her later.
What in the fuck?
What the fuck just happened there? That's weird. Okay.
The door shut in the shop. It was like, ghosts.
For now, my concerns are best left here.
Oh, you're not fucking joking.
That was weird. Okay, I think my computer's haunted. I'll let you do some reading here.
The rest of the day slips away in a blur. Despite my best efforts in keeping this morning's events from surfacing in my mind, it sticks. In a way, everything today simply feels like a reminder. Every conversation, regardless of how casual, every topic, no matter how mundane it seems. I blame the news entirely for this. Recent happenings brought quite a few interesting stories to everyone's attention, mostly superstitious talk of death. And when locals talk about death here, anyone can sure as hell count on someone bringing up that mansion Isabella sold not a few weeks ago.
Of course, the topic of discussion.
Ah, do you hear my pal Jerry down the pub? He says it's haunted. They said a spooky bitch will chase you around your house.
Even my own students won't stop yapping about it. I I think it's even worse than when it was put back up in the market. Now there are more stories. If this is the world reminding me of what matters, or simply because the atmosphere around this time of year calls for it, I'd rather take the latter.
That bang though, so many rockets going off up here.
So many goddamn explosions! At least then, I can be sure people will forget about it in favour of another set of holidays after. Christmas. Nevertheless, and this may be a painful thing to admit, but listening to them was a pleasant distraction while waiting for Ashton's call. I hope we didn't forget. The school day's about to end soon.
No, that's got nothing with what I heard.
Oh. Oh.
You always hear stuff. I'm not sure if half of them's even real.
I'll need to send that to the Discord and hopefully they'll be able to look at that.
No, really. Rowan knows about it. He used to be in the same class with them.
I can hear you from back here, you know.
And I can hear you from the front of the class.
Such a West down. I'm going to put that
Who
in.
the fuck is talking?
Whatever, Rowan. Anyway, the story goes like this. There were 3 of them. They entered the mansion on a dare, and they were all never seen again. No one knows what happened to them, up to this day.
Did you ever hear the horror story of the teacher that put the fucking student through a window because he wouldn't be quiet?
Oh, that's Becca.
Scary shit, mate.
Cock and bull story. Calling it now.
No, you don't get it. Why don't you ask Miss Gales then? Better yet, why don't you go inside the place? I'm betting my allowance you can't do it.
Wow, a whole 5.
Wow.
Their talk immediately halts when I look up, all of them suddenly pretending to be engrossed in their current activity. Still, a word to put a stopper to this nonsense is needed.
Can you hear this banging?
Speaking of nonsense, apparently World War III is occurring outside.
Oh, be fucking quiet. Oh, that sounds like one of those really expensive fireworks that go on for like 2 fucking minutes.
130 shorter than that.
Aye.
Then you can...
Oh, God.
Oh, mother of Christ, the tin!
Okay, I think it's stopped now, so...
Creativity and imagination fostered by these stories is one thing, but reckless ideas should be corrected before anything potentially tragic comes from it.
Back to your worksheets, everyone. And I don't want to hear any talk of dares or going inside that mansion. It's private property now. You'd all better stay away from it before...
Moshi Moshi, it's the police!
You're killing me. Fuck off.
I'm sorry.
Oh no, it's fine. It's fine. Okay. Are we ready to continue?
At the noise, the whole lot of them goes silent. You can almost hear a pin drop. The look on their faces would have made for a funny picture, but that's irrelevant at the moment. If there's a student loitering around, someone's going to be in trouble.
Oh, who the fuck is that? They are.
I'll be back. If you're done, you can leave your worksheets on my desk. Keep the noise to a minimum while I'm gone, okay?
I can sense their eyes on me as I walk out the door. A muted kind of anticipation. A bit unnerving, but it's far more agreeable than the feeling of being watched I've been enduring these past few days.
Oh, is the pale bitch watching your ass?
She knocks on the door.
Hi, I'm here to pick up my friend Kylie. She...
Oh my god, that's always a thing with teachers and their students. When something's going on and a teacher's away out, everyone just watches the teacher, and as soon as the teacher leaves, they're all like, "Yay, party!"
That's for fuck's sake, I was gone for 3 minutes. Put your shirt back on, David.
Oh.
St. Coretti High School. Class is still in session for most of the rooms. In a few hours, once the final bell rings, however, this place will once again be filled with busy chatter and footfalls, and everyday cycling itself. But for the moment, I let the silence guide me, my ears focusing on whatever sounds there are or there will be, searching for that distinct clanging of metal. A good minute passes, and for the portion of it, only my steps echo through the halls.
Listen to her in her fucking heels. I don't think she's wearing heels, she's wearing slip-ons, but that walk though, aesthetic.
And another. I'm about to turn round when
Oh!
the sound of it halts my footsteps. It's a little muffled and infrequent, but grows louder after each Is somebody banging on the inside of a locker or the outside of one? It's definitely a locker sound.
Oh.
With the hallway devoid of people, if I don't put a stop to it soon, it will start to disturb the other classes still going on. Looking for it doesn't take long. All I do is follow the racket, and shortly I'm standing in front of a nondescript row of unoccupied lockers.
No.
And inside one of them, sitting in the middle, comes a noise. Annoyingly disruptive now I'm facing it.
Oh.
Like someone's pounding on the metal door from the inside, hoping to get out. Leaning forward, I try to get a glimpse through the horizontal slats or whatever's causing it.
I'm scared.
But in this light, only darkness greets me and another round of clanging. Louder than the previous one.
I'm scared.
More desperate. I've heard stories before, from other schools, from a few colleagues who had to deal with it once or twice. Although, personally, I've never encountered one myself, and I can only thank the heavens I haven't yet. But
If this is another kid some other student stuffed in a locker.
Oh god.
with a huff, I straighten up and study it briefly with a frown. Without delay, I reach for its handle and at once, it stops. Immediately replaced by the muffled sound of a mobile phone ringing. I give the door a few raps before taking my attention away. A second. Another. When nothing or no one responds, I finally avert my eyes and pull out my mobile. Ashton's voice greets me from the other end of the line, oddly cheerful in light of this morning's matters. Or maybe because I'm just expecting some grave or serious news from him. Instead, I get this.
Hey, Becca.
Oh.
Morning.
That is surprisingly cheerful.
Well, you sound happy.
I do? My voice still sounds the same to me.
But there are only two things I know of that could be the reason for that tone. Sweets, or he's gotten a good lead in his case. From the sound of it, I'm going to assume it's the former, since lately, that case is all that's running inside his head. If there's ever a third one, I've never heard of it. Yet. It can only be one of the two.
Ignore that. How's Isabella?
Drove her home a few minutes ago. I think she's sleeping now. Sorry this took a while. Z-Man gave us the puppy eyes after we tried to leave. Had some food prepared for us, apparently. We didn't have the heart to say no.
That's all right. Is she okay now?
I'm not really sure. She didn't say anything to Zach, but she mentioned a plan to take a few days off from work.
We don't actually know what happened to Isabella after that point, do
Yeah,
we?
we're
We just know
not.
she went home and
Yeah, I guess we'll find out soon though.
Rebecca will probably check up on her.
Definitely.
It was a passing comment before I left her, so I didn't get to ask.
Must be because of Rose's death.
Could be. It doesn't seem like it from Zach's story, though. He said she was shaking when she got there.
Shaking?
The word triggers a memory.
My triggers.
From 3 days ago, on the way home from her little treat after she sold the mansion. I didn't think much of it at the time, but I won't lie, it scared me. That terrified look on her face. How she sounded when she suddenly screamed.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Becca? Still there?
Yeah.
What you wished?
I just remembered something. Sorry, don't mind me.
Hodger wished.
Look, if you can talk to her, get the story out of her. That would be great. She wouldn't talk to Zach or me even when I tried. Maybe she'll speak up if it's you.
I'll give it a go, but I can't promise anything, okay? You know how stubborn she can get. But thanks for letting me know about this. If you want, I can get you that ice cream thing you mentioned tonight. As thanks.
Oh.
Just as thanks for all the trouble I've caused today.
Believe me, I'd love to take you up on that offer, but I've got something on my schedule this evening. Maybe some other time?
Don't call her scared.
Oh.
Thanks a lot, Becca.
There's a short pause before he cuts the call from his end, and once again, I'm alone with my thoughts. And rather than answers, all I got from it are questions. More of them, one on top of the other. As if the world isn't planning to give me a break anytime soon. Imagine that was actually a Wayne in there. He's like, Miss Girls,
Aye.
I'm getting really, really hurt now. He's like, I'm on the phone, you huff, but shush.
Shush. Hold your wish.
But that's a problem I'll tackle later. Right now I've got fireworks to deal with.
Oh my god, these fireworks.
Right now I've got students who need to be taught follies of eavesdropping if the slightly open door and their smothered laughter from inside is an indication.
All right, enough eavesdropping. All of you, back to your seats.
I'll get you, you wee bastard. Is that your boyfriend, Miss Gales?
None of your business.
He totally is. A quick scuffle follows that comment. If there's a retort prepared at the tip of my tongue, I drop every pretense of letting it loose on them. There's no use arguing with teenagers sometimes, boisterous as they all are.
Oh boy, don't we know.
They're still my kids though. Rough round the edges maybe, but still, my kids. Shaking my head, I go back to my classroom with a smile, but not before taking a glance at the locker again.
Someone's going to break it, isn't
It hasn't
it?
made a sound twice.
Oh, must be the wind.
Oh, the window.
Oh, hi, the wind. Aye, sure.
Strange one we're having today.
Aye.
So without another look, I leave it alone.
Holy shit! I knew something was gonna happen. I switched that so fucking fast.
It was you that gave me a front row of the game.
Oh no!
I didn't even know what the fuck happened. I couldn't even process it.
You didn't even see it.
I saw blood for like half a second. It was you that scared me with your jab.
Oh my god.
All in all, the entire day ends without a hitch apparently.
Oh my god. Whoever was in that locker
They're dead now.
has just started like fucking bleeding for all the orifices, and now it's like dripping down the fucking. Oh my god. I rattled that keyboard. Oh, for fuck's sake.
Oh,
That's one for the books.
oh, for the love of the wee man.
That was such a short amount of time as well.
All in all, the entire school day ends without a hitch.
Sure.
Lies. It
Lies.
could have gone better, mind you. But with the exams nearing, getting out of work before the sun has set looks as though it's a far-off dream for now. At least until they're over. Then we have the holidays to look forward to.
Good man.
There really are times when you simply take what you can get for the time being.
Nothing wrong with that.
Fuck all wrong with that. All I'm hoping for is this will continue until the whole day ends. There's still that promise I made to Ashton, and frankly, the idea alone doesn't sound good. If Isabella didn't talk to them, what makes them think she'll talk to me? It's not like there's a hierarchy, is there? Just because I can handle Isabella's childish tendencies doesn't mean I can do it all the time.
Really, those two give me too much credit.
Nevertheless, I'm keeping my fingers crossed, if only because I'm also worried about her. If both Zachary and Ashton deem it important that somebody could get the story out of her. Here's to hoping it's got nothing to do with that letter, again. I understand if she feels a bit stressed lately, but keeping that story going for more than a week is... it's bound to get tiring at one point. Seriously, I merely don't want this to end in another argument. God willing, the cafe special will help smoothing things out. After all, it's always been food with her. Or money. But mostly food.
Oh.
Hello, faceless people.
Hello.
At this hour, the cafe is usually filled to the brim with people. That's the reason Isabella and I rarely ever go here during the evenings. It's simply too much of a hassle, and we can prepare food ourselves in the comfort of our homes. And there really isn't much reason to eat out lately. What with life going on a busy streak. No time for long lines. Better spend that doing something productive, yes?
Lucky there isn't one tonight.
Only a few people are idling around the counter. 4 of them, in fact. A woman in her 60s and a teenager busy with his phone. Both are just waiting to be served their orders. The other two, a posh-looking man and a child, who I immediately recognise as Kylie, appear to have not picked yet anything they want.
Kaylee is looks
nephew or something like that.
Niece, I think. I could be wrong. I'll put that up there.
They were talking about his niece.
Yeah.
That he has to spend time with.
Aye, and that's Kylie. I only picked up on that not too long ago as well. But yeah.
For some reason, my stare lingers at the guy. Though dressed relatively well and looks harmless, I haven't seen him around these parts before. Someone new in the neighbourhood, perhaps? Even so, there's something familiar in him. Feels like I've been seen him somewhere before. That also begs the question of why Kylie is with him. Of course, the girl easily takes a liking to anyone who buys her sweets, so it's both a bit worrisome and unsurprising. The blonde bloke doesn't look particularly thrilled with the company though. I tear my eyes away from them soon enough once the guy at the counter appears, ready to take my order. That, and I'd also hate to be accused of ogling strangers.
2, evening special, takeout.
He's already punching the order before I even finish. Saying my order out loud is really more for formality's sake and made out of habit. He has known Isabella and I long enough that whenever he ever drop by here, he already knows it's always because I'm buying dinner for the two of us. I rarely visit here alone if I can help it, but Isabella can sometimes be a bad influence. He gives me a small smile with his non-face before leaving to prepare my order, while I fish in my wallet when...
Look, you little ankle biter. If I buy you the biggest parfait they have, will you please behave? I would just like 10 minutes of peace and quiet.
You said you'll get me some bread pudding this time.
Yeah, well, darling, they said they ran out of it. Just pick another one so we can be on our way.
That parfait doesn't look as cute as the one my mom bought me.
Parfait is just ice cream, sweetheart. It'll melt no matter how dainty it appears. In the end, it'll all look like an ugly puddle. Now come on, just pick one. It could even be the most expensive one on that list. I don't give a shit. I don't care.
Oh, wow.
Oh, what I would give for someone to buy you off my hands right now.
Look!
What? My whole attention instantly snaps back to them and their conversation. Jumping to conclusions isn't something I'm particularly fond of, especially when all I have are baseless assumptions. But you can't really trust a stranger these days. No one around the cafe seems to have noticed his words either. Very suspicious words. Still, I don't move. Yet. But my hand has already shifted from my wallet to the book I'm carrying. A hardbound textbook. Looks harmless, but if a situation calls for it, it might be a good deadly weapon. Might. Haven't gotten the chance to try it anywhere so far. Today could be the day.
But you promised.
Look, if you don't want a parfait, how about a Bonifay pie? I'm sure it'll taste just as good as any other bread pudding.
Banana and toffee. Like the banoffee pancakes that I got when we were over in Portugal.
They were nice as fuck. Well, I only had one banana off it, but that was nice as fuck.
They were gorgeous.
I'll even buy you the entire tray. How does that sound?
That's not what you said before.
Well, sweetheart, adults change their minds sometimes.
You said if I come with you, you'll buy me a bread pudding, and I did, and now you won't keep your promise.
He is the kind of guy that would be like...
I miss my mom.
You'd be the kind of guy that would be like, listen here, you little shit.
No, darling, if I remember correctly, and I have a good memory, honey. What I said was, if you come quietly with me, I might buy you one. The quiet part didn't happen. Though now that I'm sober, I think this is a bad idea. I should just ship you someplace else for that peace and quiet.
Oh, that's it. No hesitation. In a few paces, he's within my reach, and without warning, I'm slamming the flat area of the book against his skull.
Wow! Yes!
Smack that bitch!
I'm fucking living. Okay.
There's a cry of pain, followed by him instantly crouching down, hands nuzzling the sore spot. I didn't expect it to whap him right in the head.
Oh, this is fantastic.
See, I told you. What did I tell you? Make a Scottish woman angry. What happens? You get fucked in the dish.
We a fucking book.
Hardcover as well.
Aye.
Almost comically, if this were a different situation and the safety of a St. Goretti student isn't at stake, I'd probably feel sorry for him. I mean, has anyone seen how thick this book is?
Get behind me, Kylie.
Miss Pink!
You just killed my uncle!
Yay!
Will you buy me bread pudding? It's amusing how fast her expression changes from the pouty one earlier to something that of utter delight upon seeing me.
Oh.
But there's no time for any pleasantries, not even quick ones. Because soon the man straightens, and I'm readying my favourite newfound weapon for another hit. Except this time, he's ready, and before I can land another one, his hand shoots up to catch my wrist in a firm hold.
Oh.
And the look on his face.
No fucking kidding.
Bloody hell, woman! What's your problem?
Looks possessed.
To say that he's pissed would be a complete I mean, you look pretty raging yourself.
Aye.
Would be a complete understatement. Had I been the weak-willed sort, I'd probably cower under this sharp gaze.
These bangs.
But that simply isn't how I roll. If he thinks he can scare me and do as he pleases here, just because I'm a woman or because whatever his reasons may be, he's got another thing coming for him. And it's called a hardcover book.
Aye.
So instead, I return to him with the same intensity, with the same venom.
What's my problem? You're the one who has a problem here. Rotten bowbags like you don't deserve the freedom to run this town.
Bowbag!
Bowbags.
Bow!
Rotten bowbags.
Rotten bowbag that you are.
I love it.
What are you doing to this girl?
And why is that any of your business, pray tell?
Oh, it's my business if I make it to be. Now, release me or I'll call the police.
You think that scares me, Daisy?
I have a name, you sleazy douchebag.
Oh, I'm sure.
Sleazy douche. His grip in my hand only tightens when I attempt to shake it off. His tone may be dripping with anger and sarcasm, but the gleam in his eyes says it all. He's getting a kick out of this. Riling people up, getting in their nerves, invading their personal space. He knows exactly what and which buttons to push. The nerve of this person. The nerve of this arsehole. If he thinks I'm going to give in to his goading pleas, he might as well just kiss his sorry arse. Bang.
Oh.
Save it for...
You gonna read the...
In fact, why not do the most sensible thing right now? Teach him a tough lesson.
Let's save real quick. This is getting juicy. Hit him where it hurts or shout for help.
Oh, knee that cunt square in the chuds.
From what I've seen of like women standing up for themselves when it comes to Luke really likes that. So do you think he would like it if we fucking slap him?
Considering that he's got bad things of like, you don't want to say rapey, but you're like, no, but he's definitely like, seems to get a feel off of being repulsive.
Aye.
But one thing, see with Scottish people, there is a thing called a Glasgow kiss, and if I'm thinking she's either going to knee him in the balls, or if she's gone the Scottish route, she's going to headbutt him square in the nose.
But like, there's a weird feeling in my head that's telling me that he will like it if we actually shout for help, and that'll raise his relationship with him.
Aye, but I think as in like raise it in the wrong way, because he doesn't like women being weak.
Oh, what should we do? I feel like if we shout for help, it'll raise our relationship because he feeds off of that.
But we don't want to do.
What do we do?
Well, see, we try both of them and see what the fuck happens.
You know what? Let's try it. Let's hit him where it hurts first.
Mister, you have until the count of 5 to let me go and step out of my personal space.
A fair warning. Fairer than any I can offer to people of his kind, and I'm already being considerate. Hell, this arsehole doesn't even deserve a warning. If he doesn't listen, well, he's as much responsible for what will happen next as anyone.
Or else what?
Oh.
Such vulgar words coming out of that pretty mouth. A gorgeous flower like you shouldn't even be saying.
I forgot to check her relation. It went down. Oh, god damn it.
Wait, what is it she does?
I think I just want to see it.
Don't say I didn't warn you, bowbag.
Love that intensity, Daisy. FYI, I like feisty in a woman. It gives them this certain charm. Why don't you?
5.
A second of silence.
Nuts and bolts.
Then, without any preamble, my leg moves in one fluid motion and delivers a swift, powerful and well-placed kick to his nether regions. Needless to say, the effect is instantaneous. He yelps, abruptly dropping his hold on me, and kneels over, howling from the pain.
That sounds agonising. I'm feeling that.
Right in the stains.
Oh no.
Right in the stains.
Oh.
Did I ever tell you one of my pals passed out for that?
Really?
See when we were at Wayne's, we were walking on a fence and he slipped and it landed right there.
Oh no.
You see, like, I swear there was no noise, you just heard, and I swear his eyes just rolled back in his head and he just.
Oh no.
I actually had to take him to the hospital. Like, he passed it for like the shock at it.
He's not going to be able to have fucking children after this.
I mean, you can die. You know that you can die for getting hit in the balls. I can see tears forming at the corners of his eyes too, though the mere sight of it prompts not an ounce of remorse from me. I would have been gentler if he wasn't such a dirty little prick with an ego too big for his head. Too bad. Whether this obliterates any chance of him ever procreating remains to be known, but a part of me is already praying he doesn't ever breed after this. We have no need of more of him in this world.
You mad woman!
Look at Kaylee, she's just like, oh, what? Not even like that, she's just like, what the fuck is going on?
I warned you, you ass!
Why, this is harassment, I'm telling you! Harassment!
Then why don't you tell that to the police once they get here,
You despicable! Whatever you're assuming I am, I'll have you know it's all in your head. None of it's true. You best have that pretty brain of yours checked before that gets worse. What is wrong with you? Is this the face of someone who'd do anything suspicious?
Yes.
Oh? You don't think a stranger luring an innocent child with promises of sweets before whisking them away from their parents doesn't warrant any suspicion? You have a very funny definition of suspicious, asshole. Maybe you're the one who should have that head of yours checked.
The kid asked me to buy her sweets. You're the one who's suspicious here. I'll have you know, I have a wife.
That much at least appears to have a sliver of truth to. Oh my god, that isn't her niece. Oh my god, that is not his niece.
It's not?
I don't think so. The fact he was like, she asked me to. He even makes a show of brandishing his left hand to my face with much flourish.
And here I thought, oh, what is going on? I don't know what to think anymore.
Sure enough, a wedding ring is there, though all that earned was an unimpressed glare from me. Immediately a small part of me starts to feel sorry for whatever poor woman married this sod.
Poor Hannah, am I right?
I don't understand why he has to bring her up either, as if the mention of her alone will magically present a solution to his problem. She must truly be a remarkable woman, if she can handle a dirtbag like him.
And even my wife of all people in this bloody city, has never, I'm telling you, accused me of such a scandalous thing! You crazy woman!
Oh.
Married or not, you're still a sleaze. Honestly, I feel...
Miss Pink, why are you
Oh,
playing
yes,
with
Uncle.
my teal?
Okay.
Whatever words are still left to be said here dies on my tongue. Same thing goes for the sleaze. Beside her stands Kylie, gawking at us with that same curious stare she often brings with her. I know that look all too well. A precocious child through and through. She doesn't say anything further. Her gaze simply moves between us, eyeing us both carefully, clearly anticipating an answer. From my experience, when it gets like this with children her age, it's a sure sign they won't leave you until they get you've given them an answer they're satisfied with. Lying won't do either. This dissolves into a shouting match for heaven's sake. And did she just say teal? Something falls straight to the pit of my stomach after that. But my tone is gentle when I finally address her, void of any apprehension in what might be the first hints of embarrassment. I pointedly ignore the latter. It can be very well just the hunger speaking.
Kylie, sweetie, do you know this oaf?
Yeah, he's Teal Luke.
Whoopsie daisy! Right at that moment, my brain stops. Every line of thought, every argument I still have against this man beside me dissipates in a haze. Amidst all of it, one memory gets triggered from a few days ago.
Tio? The one you mentioned before? The uncle? The guy Rowan wanted to impress. Or was that a dare? I'm sorry, I can't recall. Is it the one who promised he'll take Big Brother someplace cool?
Yeah, the one and the same. Don't you know who he is?
I sure as hell don't, darling. Because if I do, I wouldn't have let everything I've said earlier come out of my mouth.
He's my Tio Luke. The
Tio
billionaire
Luke?
extraordinaire, am I? No, the fairy godfather.
And she said Tio Luke, didn't she?
Yeah.
I am so fucking stupid. Okay, of course.
Oh, he's your godfather. That's nice.
Awkward.
As he's sitting holding his balls like, what the fuck, woman?
Did I get that right, Tio?
More than right, sweetheart. I'm sure Miss Pink here understood everything you said quite perfectly.
You've killed all my children. Whatever it is that landed at the bottom of my stomach prior has shot straight up into my face and stayed there. The heat from it slowly spreading to my cheeks, colouring my face in almost the same shade as my hair. If only the earth would swallow me whole here and now. His eyes are on me. I can feel them. Jeering, mocking. I can't even bring myself to look at him.
Fuck.
What's in there? Amusement? I doubt it. He's probably having the time of his life right now. I know. I can hear the sneer in his tone alone when he talks. He has that smug grin on him. Which I may or may not want to punch off his face at present, just for the hell of it. But damage control. I need to do some damage control before this whole thing goes south.
Definitely. Oh god damn it, we've got another choice here.
Mr. Luke, sir, I'm sorry for putting you in the balls.
But wow.
Hey, what a great way to learn about on a cliffhanger.
Yeah. I definitely think we should leave it here because this has gone on for over an hour. But you know what? I like to get people involved, so I will let my subbies leave in the comments what they think I should do. So, you know, I'm not just making all the choices.
Yeah. Choose well, guys.
Choose well, guys, because this is your time to shine. Can I hide? No, I can't. I thought I could hide that as well. But who should we apologise to? Luke or Kaylee? You decide. Leave in the comments below. But yeah,
what a lovely episode. Got to kick Luke straight in the chuds.
That was so fucking satisfying. Like, I screamed. Fuck's sake, that was amazing.
But I hope to see you in the next one. I'm looking forward to seeing who you choose, and it's goodbye from me, and don't let your mems be drams.
Thank you so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed, and we will see you in the next one. Roll the outro!